What is the relationship between Norway and the European Union? How did it all start? What is the current state on the matter? And what is the future for this relation? That is what we're going to talk about today. The history of Norway-EU relations dates back to 1962, when Norway, Ireland, Britain and Denmark applied for membership in European Economic Community, or EEC as we call it. However, a year later the French President de Gaulle blocked Britain's application because of their close connection to the US. The same thing happened again in 1967. Next negotiation for Norwegian membership were ready in January 1972, following an overwhelming parliamentary majority in favor of joining the EEC. The question was then put to a popular referendum where 53.5% voted against the membership. Following the outcome, Norway entered into the trade agreement with the EEC, which remained in force until 1994, when Norway joined the European Economic Area on January 1, 1994. A second referendum was held on November 29, 1994, which ended with 52.2% opposing the membership and 47.8% in favor. After a failed referendum, most of the relations between Norway and the EU have been shaped by the EEA agreement and over 70 other agreements that have been adopted over time. This means that Norway is both inside and outside of the EU.
Just like full membership, the EEA agreement between Norway and EU includes the following: participation in the single market, including the four freedoms, free movement of capital, people, goods and services. Harmonizing of rules and regulations when it comes to goods and services in order to take care of health and safety, environmental protection and consumer rights. Common rules for competition and subsidies that provide same and fair competitive conditions between businesses in the single market. And cooperation in other areas such as social politics, environment and culture. However, there are other areas of EU that are not included in the EEA agreement. Customs union, trade politics, common fisheries and agricultural policies, foreign and security policy, judicial and domestic policy cooperation, and the economic and monetary union. Since Norway is not a member of the Union, the country cannot participate in decision-making and judicial processes, even though Norway is affected by them. Currently, parties supporting or opposing EU membership are to be found in both right-wing and left-wing coalitions. As a result, most governments contain pro- and anti-EU elements. This is how the Norwegian parties stand on the EEA agreement. According to latest polls, the majority of Norwegian voters are strongly opposed to Norwegian EU membership. In November 2018 poll, 64.3% were against and 25.5% were for. When it comes to the EEA agreement, 60.2% were for and 21.5% were against. But how does the future look for this cooperation? It is clear to say that the future of Norway's and EU's cooperation is unclear. If we take a look at the polls, we can see that there is a big opposition when it comes to EU membership. But at the same time, more people now than in recent years would have voted for EU membership. When it comes to political parties, there are parties on both left and right axes that are against and for the EU membership. The two biggest parties, Labour Party and Conservative Party, are for membership. But since they both are on the opposite sides of the political spectrum, a coalition between them is highly unlikely.
Thanks for watching.